All right, this is the Mint computer that I, made a video of probably a couple of weeks now. I've been busy. I've been wrestling, doors, the door one, and but anyway, I just thought I'd, do a little run through on the Mint laptop, this little HP laptop that's my wife's. I sure am grooving on Mint. I mean, I've never really experienced Mint before, and it just seems so straightforward and kind of neat and tidy, and you know, of course, then I don't do anything on here that has to do with audio or video. That's my other computer, so that makes it all a lot simpler because I don't have all these other complicated sort of like jack systems and pipe wire and all that kind of stuff, kind of messing with things. So anyway, let's go ahead and just cruise on in and take a look at Mint. And if I can remember how to do all this. Now, then again, this is my wife's computer. So, and this is like your welcome page. I have the same thing on, excuse me, on my Enlightenment computer and Ubuntu and Manjaro. They all have a nice little welcome. I think that's kind of a common thing in Linux. You can take it or leave it. I keep mine to show me the startup because, there's so much you can learn from going in here, like your first steps. This is all pretty self-evident. Tons of documentation, etc., etc. Help if you need it, and of course contribute. It's always a good idea to give them a couple of bucks. Go down here, this little icon down here. I don't know where my where I am. Am I over here? Or am I over here? I don't know. So I'm going to go down here and hit the little Firefox icon and see how long that takes. Oh, that took about a second. Now I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not on hardwire. So you can see, how easy that is. I'm not connected to any of this stuff. This is a really a good informational page. A user guide. There we go. And for major developing guide, Linux is great for that, because you can go to, you can literally go to school here. Here's a training. Let's just look at this for a second. Yeah. See, this is the Linux Foundation training portal. Tons of free courses. You can, get certificates if you want. You can learn how to, manage a server. I mean, there's just so much that you can do for nothing. I mean, for free. It's not for free. You got to put your time and your energy in, and so you might probably want to evolve into a paid program to give your certificate a little more legitimacy. I would guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's I just wanted to show you about getting on the internet. That's just simple. Just like any other program. So down here in the corner is where all your applications and pieces of software lie. And your favorites. Favorites are basically where you've been, lately. And then you recently used. This is all your applications, accessories. There's just a whole lot of stuff. Games. I've been here, SuperTux, graphics, whatever. Your systems of multimedia, not much there. If I wanted to turn this, I added OBS myself. That's what we're making this little film from. So if I wanted to turn this into a music computer, it really would not be a problem. Let's see if I can find the let's see if I can find the repository software manager. I'm pretty sure this is it. It takes a minute because I believe there's 60,000 pieces of software on here. So it's gonna load. I don't know if it's gonna load all 60,000, but oh, look, there's GIMP right on the top of it. But you can see, a lot of the popular stuff. There's Discord, and I don't have Discord on here. I have Discord on a couple of my other computers. And then here's the categories. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Me sitting here babbling about it really doesn't, The only thing I will say is I think I consider flat packs to be a little more difficult and intense. So I personally don't fool with them, but then I'm, not that much of an expert. So let's get out of there, and then we'll go to Thunar, which is the the filing system, and this is my home, and these are all the videos that I've made that I haven't published, and pretty much everything's empty. I mean, I don't have anything on this computer yet, really. So that's Thunar. And, oh yeah, wait a second. Something did happen here. We have a, now I'm going to show you how simple this is. This is this little dot down here. This is the downloaded thing. No, before we go there, let me just get out of here. And then we'll bring this up. Okay, so this wants to just go ahead and load a brand new, an upgrade to the Linux kernel. Looks like a new version, they're calling it. All right, now it'll ask me for my credentials. Here's all the things. Update will trigger the additional changes. Okay. And now I'll type my wife's code, if I can remember it. Yeah. Authenticate. Downloading package files. See, what I like about all this is when I think back to Windows, is it's kind of letting you know constantly what's going on. You're not guessing. You're not, I'm just sitting here waiting while I'm looking at, Windows taking, 45 minutes to get all this stuff done. And, this is actually configuring a whole brand new kernel. So it's, reboot required for this to take effect. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now. I don't have to do that right now, but my system's up to date. So next time I turn this on, that new kernel will boot up. So then this is the battery. This is a pipe wire. Here's got a nice calendar and clock. I think I'm probably in front of all of this, but now I always have a calculator on here on all my computers right up in the front because, I go shopping. I go to Amazon and whatever for computer stuff. And then there's the little OBS. I keep it down here so I can just click on it. And says Lucy, but if you click on it, see, it gives you your shutdown, suspend switch, and you can reboot, you can log out, you get it. Yeah, so that's about it. I mean, it's a beautiful little system. It doesn't have any, there's nothing too complicated or crazy about it. Anybody can run this, honestly, anybody can. And any of you young people on a shoestring, well, I'll click off of this so you can. This is just one of the many hundreds and hundreds of different desktop images you can put on here if you want to. I just want to show you the office situation. It's got all the whole LibreOffice thing on there, which I don't know. I always used OpenOffice if I was going to download it, but this was already installed, and I've used LibreOffice before, and it's fine. I basically used the they're calling it a calculator, but it's spreadsheet. And I use spreadsheets. Once I discovered spreadsheets about 25 years ago, I've used those for all my business and all that kind of stuff. Here's also another log out. If you want to click out, it's right here on this little post. So we don't want to log out. We want to keep on going. But I don't think there's anything more that I want to show you. So the only other thing I want to talk about before I quit this video is I started looking into other ways of upgrading this machine. And apparently you can. It's a lot more complicated than Dell on their Latitudes and a couple of their other type machines, but still you can here in HP. You have to take that top off like I showed you in that first video, and then if you look at that top, when it's flipped over, the top part where the keyboard is, that whole thing detaches from the rest of the body. And when you flip it over, so it's basically like the case, like if you go and buy a case, for any computer and you're going to put all the components in it. So you could change out the motherboard, and unfortunately the CPUs are soldered in, but I could buy a motherboard that has an i7 soldered in, or an i9 if it had it. It's also got room for a NVMe drive up to 2 terabytes it says, but I can put anything in there. So, and for like anywhere between $80 and $200, depending on how fancy you want it to be, you can get a backlit keyboard. Me, I don't care if it's fancy. I just want to be able to see it and read it. Even now I can barely read it because the numbers and or the lettering so thin. It's not old people friendly. It doesn't have any handicap access. Anyway, that's about it. I might go ahead and remodel this computer. Not probably now because I have a whole lot of other things on my plate. I'm going to start. I'm really close to being able to put on concerts of me playing, guitars, instruments, all that. I'm going to start slow. I'm just going to start playing the guitar a little bit, and then I'll work my way into the rest of it. But anyway, I'm excited about that, and I'm working on that. So that's it. I don't have much more to say. So I hope that, except for people, do not need to be afraid of Linux. Do not need to be afraid of something like Mint. It is so simple, really. There just is not anything to it. I didn't get into much in the terminal, but I don't see the point in that. If you're interested in Linux enough to start using the terminal, well, there are so many people, there are so many videos that can really help you out. And if you do have, decide to go into Linux or Linux Mint or one of the other real easy to use distros, and it doesn't take long to find them out. I think Mint is one of the simplest and easiest to use. Now this is the XFCE version. I find that KDE is a little too wild for an old man like me. I've never really messed with a GNOME system, so I don't know. I can't really compare that. I've always kind of gravitated towards the XFCE because it seems to be simple and reliable and work really well as a desktop. So, enough said. So, anyway, adios, my friends, on my little journey down Mint Lane. Yes, Mint Lane.